Assalamu alaikum everyone. Once again, I welcome you to my YouTube channel, that is Nawab Kiazai. Nawabkiazai. As you know that we have started a series of tenses, and this is the ninth video of tenses. I mean the ninth lesson of tenses. So in today's video, in today's lesson, we are going to learn about future simple or future indefinite. Now, it has two names, future simple and future indefinite. And along with that, we will learn active voice and passive voice. So first of all, let's know a little bit why it is called future simple or why it is called future indefinite. Why you could say two names together. First of all, let's know that about simple, that why future simple is called simple. Because according to some grammarians, future simple or present simple or even past simple, and you can say these tenses where there are sentences are, you can say, very simple. You can say you can put a subject and a verb, first form of the verb. Your sentence is ready. Okay, so if you want to add an object, that is another thing. If you want to, so you can. If you don't, so your sentence is complete here. Understood? Means you can say whether it is past simple or present simple or future simple. These, you can say, sentences are without helping verbs. They are simple. That's why some grammarians have named it with, you can say, simple, whether that is past simple, present simple or future simple. Means they are without helping verbs. No is, are, am, was, were, has, have, no. Only your subject, then your verb. Finished. That's why. Now let's know a little bit why you can say it has been given another name, that is indefinite. Okay. So indefinite means incomplete. So now when we talk about daily routine, when I talk about my daily routine, my habit, you can say that I get up early in the morning. I get up early in the morning. So in past, I used to get up early in the morning. In present, I get up early in the morning. And in future, inshallah, if I am alive, I will get up early in the morning. You see, the same action took place in past, the same action took place in present, the same action will be, you can say, the same action will take place in future. So that's why it is incomplete, means indefinite. Understood? That's why some of the grammarians have named it with this name, indefinite. Understood? Because it is indefinite, incomplete. Means the process is still going on. It's not finished yet. Like, for example, my marriage, if I talk about my marriage, that I have gotten married, finished, okay, in past. But when you take it, positive sense, so that the action that happened. Understood? Or you can say, let's take another verb. You can say that, I learned English. I learned English. Although I am learning, actually, I am, you can say, a poor student of, you can say, English, because knowledge is, like a seed. No one can finish it. But still, at least I have learned English. So I don't need to learn, more. I have finished my studies. I have finished my studies. Finished, complete. So that's why, some, actions, I can say, have become perfect, finished. Okay. But when we talk about, say my habits or my daily routines, as I said before, that I used to get up early in the morning in past, I get up early in the morning in present, you can say, I will get up early in the morning in future. So the same process is going on. It's not finished yet. So that's why it is called, or it has been given the name that indefinite. Whether that is past indefinite, whether that is, you can say, present indefinite, or whether that is future indefinite. Understood? That's why it's been given the name indefinite. Now let's move on towards the other point, that is active voice and passive voice. Active voice are the sentences that are commonly used in English language. As you know, I am teaching you now, it is active voice. You are watching me through your cell phone, or you can say any other source of you can say video. So that is called active voice. Understood? But when it comes to passive voice is a little different way of speech, where we do not want to mention the name of the subject, or where we do not want to, you can say, reveal the subject, that who did this action, or who is doing this action, or who will do this action. Okay, when you can say revealing the name of the subject is not, you can say, necessary. You can say we all have to do, that is with the work, you can say, with the action. Okay, we only pay attention to the verb, to the action, you can say, to the work. Okay, then such sentences are called passive voice. Now I will make you understand with an example. That let's take the example of active voice first of all. That you know, I clean the room, or you can say in future simple, as you know we are reading now. So I will clean the room. I will clean the room. Now everyone knows that who will clean the room, because I told. Okay, you can say I took my name. But when it comes to passive voice, it will be said that you know, the room will be cleaned. The room will be cleaned. No one knows who will clean it. Understood? This is the difference between active voice and passive voice. In active voice, we know the subject, that who is going to do this action, or who is going to carry out this work. Okay? But in passive voice, we do not know, or we can say, if you want to mention the object, it's okay. But if you do not want to mention the object, it's okay. Because your sentence ends with the main verb. Understood? In passive voice, when you put your main verb there, finish. That's up to you whether you put the object or you do not want to put the object. It's all the same. Understood? Now let's know a little bit about the formula of active voice, that how active voice sentences are made in future simple. Understood? So the formula is this, that first of all, your subject, then your modal verb, I mean will, okay, then your main verb, I mean first form of the verb, then your object. Four things. First of all, your subject means I, you, we, they, he, she, it, ali. In your modal verb, I mean will, then your first form of the verb, your main verb, then your, okay, say your object. Finished. This is the formula of active voice. Now if we talk about the passive voice, the formula of passive voice. So the formula of passive voice is this, that first of all your subject, then your modal verb, then your helping verb, you can say be, okay, then your main verb, I mean the third form of the verb. Understood? I mean past participle, then your object. Now here you have to remember one thing, that in passive voice, the main verb that is used must be in third form of the verb. Okay, you cannot use any other form of the verb except the third form, which is called past participle in passive voice. Understood? Here I am talking about the main verb, not the helping verbs. Okay, is, are, am, was, were. No, I'm talking about the main verb, like you know, wash, clean, drive, such verbs. Okay, so the main verb in passive voice that is used must be in third form of the verb, I mean past participle. No any other forms of the verb you cannot use in any part of the tense, whether that is past, present, or even future. You cannot use any other forms of the verb in passive voice, is the main verb. Understood? Mark my words. So here I would like to give you another rule of you can say active voice and passive voice. The rule is this, that the subject of the active voice becomes the object of passive voice. The object of active voice becomes the subject of passive voice. Understood? You can see the X sign here like this. you know, the subject of the active voice becomes the object of passive voice. The object of active voice becomes the subject of passive voice. You can say this thing can go there and this thing can come here. Understood? Like this, the sign of X. Okay? And after that, I would like to tell you one more thing that in you can say active voice and passive voice, especially passive voice, because active voice, these are just common sentences we speak. Okay, it's not a matter. But when it comes to passive voice, so you must use transitive form of the verb, not the intransitive verb. Although you want to use them, but still you cannot use them. Why? Because they are not used in passive voice. They cannot be used anyhow, in any case, at any rate. Why? Because transitive verbs have, you can say, direct objects with them. Intransitive verbs do not have objects with them. If you want to put an object to them, so that must be through a preposition. You cannot put a direct object to intransitive verb. Understood? So let's take the example of, I can say, transitive verb, that I clean the room. Or in future, you can say, I will clean the room. You see, I will clean the room. There are no prepositions, you can say. It's a direct object. So this verb can be used in passive voice. Why? Because it's a transitive verb. So the passive voice will be, the room will be cleaned. The room will be cleaned. I clean the room, the will be cleaned. Okay, now let's take another example of, you can say, that intransitive verb, that I sleep. I sleep. So now my sentence is finished here. If I want to put an object to that sentence, so that must be through a preposition, because it cannot take a direct object. Although the object is of the preposition, okay, because intransitive verbs do not have objects. Understood? For example, if I say, if you talk about the intransitive verb, I sleep. So I sleep, if I say I sleep at night, again at preposition. I sleep on the bed, again on preposition. I sleep in the bed, again in preposition. Okay? Let's take another example. I go to market, again to preposition. I come from the market, from, again preposition. So to, in, to, from, in, on, it, these all are prepositions. Understood? So that's why I said we cannot use intransitive verbs in passive voice, you can say, in active voice, passive voice. This concept. Understood? Why these intransitive verbs cannot be used? Because they do not have objects with them. When these verbs do not have objects, so in active voice, okay, you can say use them, like I sleep. For example, if I say I sleep or I will sleep, it's okay, I will sleep. So my sentence is finished here. Okay, here I will put I will sleep on the bed, I will sleep in the bed. So in, on, it, so the sentence is cut off from here, it is separated from here, that sleep. So the object that is can say I sleep at night, or I sleep on the bed, in the bed, night. So this is the this is the object of preposition, not the object of this verb, sleep. Okay, so that's why you cannot use them. Why? Because there are no objects. As I said before, the object of active voice becomes the subject of passive voice. Now there are no objects, so how can I put a subject here? Understood? This is the difference. That's why they cannot be used. Simply you can say, the transitive verbs in intransitive verbs. A transitive verb is a verb that you can say leaves an impression on the object. Means when you do something, okay, you can say perform, can say work or an action. So that action, that verb must leave an impression on the object, that something must happen to the object. Then that's why this is called a transitive verb. For example, if I say I break the marker, when I break it, so this marker can be affected by my action, by my work, by my verb. Understood? For example, if I say I throw the marker, or you can say I throw this marker, or I will throw this marker. When I will throw it, so this marker will go from here to there. Something will happen to this marker, this object. Okay, so such verbs are called transitive verbs. When you do something, that action must leave an impression on the object. While on the other hand, when we talk about the intransitive verbs, they leave no impression. Means the object is not affected, okay, by your action. For example, if I say that I sleep at night. Now, if I sleep at night, what will happen to the night? Night will lengthen, night will shorten, okay? Okay, night you can say will cool, or you can say night will heat up. No, nothing will happen to the night. For example, if I say if I go to market, so what will happen to the market? Market will be closed because of my going. Market will be opened. Market will get cold. Market will get hot. Okay, you can say market will enlarge. You can say market will be lengthened, or you can say market will be shortened. Nothing will happen to the market. Okay, let's take another example. If I say when we talk about transitive verbs. Okay, let's take another example of transitive verbs. That I fly a kite. I fly a kite. So the kite is flying because of me. I fly it. Otherwise, it wouldn't have flown. Okay? So this is called transitive verb. Now if I say the birds are flying. The birds are flying. It's okay. It is an intransitive verb. The birds are flying. Now if you want to put an object, the birds are flying in the sky. The birds are flying in the sky. So when the birds are flying in the sky, what will happen to the sky? What will happen to that sky? Sky is there. You cannot affect sky. And sky is not affected. Sky cannot be affected by your work, your action. Night cannot be affected by your action. Okay, when we talk about intransitive verbs, market cannot be affected by your action. Nothing will happen to the market. Okay. When I talk about go, come, sleep, these verbs, if I say, I will close the market, I will open the market. So, close verb, these are transitive verbs. I am talking about the intransitive verbs. That if I say, I will close the market, so market will be closed. Market can be affected by me. I will open the market will be opened by me. You can say, market can be affected by me. But if I go to market, so what will happen to the market? If I come from the market, what will happen to the market? If I sleep at night, what will happen to this night? Nothing will happen to the night. Night is there, night is same. Night cannot be, you can say, affected by me, by my action. Or you can say that, my action cannot leave an impression on night. You can say, action cannot leave an impression on the market when I go to market or come from the market. Okay. When, I fly a kite, so the kite is, you can say, affected by my action because I am flying it. But when it comes to intransitive verbs, you can say the birds are flying. So what will happen to the sky? Nothing will happen to the sky. Okay. So this is the difference between a transitive verb and intransitive verb. Okay. In transitive verbs, the object can be affected. But in intransitive verbs, the object cannot be affected. You cannot affect the object. Okay. The object is not of the, you can say, intransitive verb. The object is of the preposition. Intransitive verb, you can say, do not have objects. Simply you can say. Okay. So this is the difference. So that's why I said intransitive verbs cannot be used in active voice and passive voice. Why? Because If you want to use them in active voice, it's okay, but you can say intransitive verbs do not have objects. When there are no objects in the active voice, so how will you bring you can say subject to the passive voice? For being a subject of a passive voice, there must be an object of active voice. Understood? When there are no objects in active voice, so how will you create a subject for the passive voice? That's why they are not used. They cannot be used. Understood? So now here the last thing that I would like to do, that is the forms of the sentence. The forms of the sentence. Not those kinds that that optative sentences, or you can say declarative sentences, or commands, or you can say imperative sentences, many more. Not those. Here I am talking about the forms of the sentence. Each sentence has forms, and you can say how and why. You see, subject is the same, verb is the same, object is the same, but still there are some changes in the sentence. So these changes are called, you can say, the forms of the sentence, like positive sentence, negative sentence, interrogative sentence, interrogative negative sentence. Understood? Look at these: positive sentence, negative sentence, interrogative sentence, interrogative negative sentence. Now, these are positive sentences, these both are negative sentences, these both are interrogative sentences, these both are interrogative negative sentences. Understood? Now you see here, this is the active voice, this is the passive voice, this is the active voice, this is the passive voice, this is the active voice, this is the passive voice, and this is the active voice, this is the passive voice. Okay? You see here now, as I said before, the subject of the active voice becomes the object of passive voice. The object of active voice becomes the subject of passive voice. Similarly, this thing can go there and this thing can come here. Like this, as I said before, the sign of X. So exactly the same. That thing can come here, this thing can go there. How? Like I becomes me, you is you. So these are subjective and objective cases are called you. They are not changed. We changes into us, they changes into them, he changes into him, she changes into her, it changes automatically. Both forms are the same, subjective objective case. Ali, one extra name I have put from my side, Ali. Okay? So as I said, these things can come here, and this object becomes the subject of passive voice. This thing can come here. Understood? Now let's read them. Now I have written these all subjects together because these all take the modal verb will with them. No is RM, no headache of, you can say different helping verbs. No, only will. Understood? That's why I have written all of them together. There wouldn't have been enough place on the board. So that's why I have curtailed them. I have, you can say, shortened them, or you can say I have concise them. Okay, so that I cover a lot of place in, I can say, short. I can say in a short time, or you can say short place. So that's why I've written them. But I will read them according to you, as you want, separately. I mean, a sentence with each subject. Okay, I will read them according to you, what you are thinking. Okay, but you do not write them like this. That you put all the subjects, then you put verb, then an object. No. Okay, now let's read them. First of all, the active voice. I will speak English, you will speak English, we will speak English, they will speak English, he will speak English, she will speak English, it will speak English, Ali will speak English. Okay, this was active voice, future simple, active voice, positive sentence. Now, future simple, passive voice, positive sentence. English will be spoken, as I said, 5 things: subject, will, then helping verb, then main verb, then object. 5 things. English will be spoken by me. Now here I said, your sentence is complete here in passive voice. Now that is up to you, that whether you put an object here, or if you do not want to put an object here, it's okay. Okay. Now I have put these all subjects for the sake of teaching, so that you understand how these objects are put there at the end of the sentence. Okay. But as I said before about these, like these, you cannot put all these objects together. You can put one of them. Your sentence starts with I, you have to put me. Your sentence starts with you have to put an object with you. Your sentence starts with we, you have to put the object, that us, okay, in passive voice. You can make them accordingly, okay? Okay, so now let's read it. The passive voice of the, you can say, future simple, positive sentence. English will be spoken by me, English will be spoken by you, English will be spoken by us, English will be spoken by them, English will be spoken by him, English will be spoken by her, English will be spoken by it, English will be spoken by Ali. Understood? Finished? Now let's read the negative sentence. I will not speak English. Now here there is a problem that the full form of this is the full form, that will not. The short form of will not is won't. Now we are fluent with speaking won't rather than will not. Okay. So if you allow me, please, so that I should use the short form, so that I should speak a fluent. You can say I will make a fluent sentence with, you can say, with the usage of short form of that will not. Okay. I won't speak English, you won't speak English, we won't speak English, they won't speak English, he won't speak English, she won't speak English, Ali won't speak English. Understood? Now look at the negative of passive voice. English won't be spoken by me, English won't be spoken by you, English won't be spoken by us, English won't be spoken by them, English won't be spoken by him, English won't be spoken by her, English won't be spoken by it, English won't be spoken by Ali. Understood? Now here I would like to tell you one thing, that look at this modal verb will. In past, you can say it was prevailing that we used, or people used, with the subject I, we, they used another modal verb, that was shall, shal. Okay. In past, people used to use another modal verb, okay, instead of this modal verb, with the subjects I and we. Simple, you can say in past people used to use the modal verb shall with I and we. For example, I shall speak English, I shall speak English, we shall speak English. The other subjects will. Like, I shall speak English, we shall speak English, you will speak English, they will speak English, he will. These all other remaining subjects. Okay? The other all remaining subjects will, but with I and we shall. I shall speak English, we shall speak English. But now it's not common, it's, you can say, fading, because shall is British English. Although you can find it in, you can say that documents, or you can say that your official letters, you can find it there, but in common shall cannot be used here, because will is American English, shall is British English. Okay, so nowadays American English is prevailing everywhere, so that's why people do not give very big importance to shall, but rather they give importance to the will, you can say, this modal verb will. Okay, so that's why we do not use shall here. With every subject we use will here. Okay, so this is the difference. Now let's go to the other the third part, that is interrogative sentences. So the first sign of interrogative sentence is this, that you have to put the modal verb in the beginning. First of all, your modal verb, then your subject, then your main verb, then your object. Okay. So the same case applies here in passive voice. First of all, you can say a modal verb, then your subject. Okay. Then other remaining things. Now let's read it first. The active voice of future simple active voice interrogative sentence. Will I speak English? Will you speak English? Will we speak English? Will they speak English? Will he speak English? Will she speak English? Will it speak English? Will Ali speak English? Okay, understood? So the first sign of interrogative sentence is that at the beginning you'll have to put the modal verb will, then your subject, and at the end you'll have to put a question mark here. You'll have to put a question mark in interrogative and interrogative negative sentences. This is interrogative negative, this is interrogative. While on the other hand, in negative sentences you'll have to put a full stop, and in positive sentences you'll have to put a full stop. Okay? First sign is the will. The beginning the beginning of sentence you have to put will, then your subject. The second sign is that at the end of the sentence you have to put a question mark. Okay. Now let's read the passive voice of interrogative sentence. Future simple interrogative sentence passive voice. Will English be spoken by me? Will English be spoken by you? Will English be spoken by us? Will English be spoken by them? Will English be spoken by him? Will English be spoken by her? Will English be spoken by it? Will English be spoken by Ali? Okay, correct. Let's read the interrogative negative sentence. Interrogative negative. Now here it was only will at the beginning of the sentence of interrogative sentences. But in interrogative negative sentences you have to put will not. Okay, then your subject, then your main verb, then your object. Understood? Will not. Now, will not has the same case as I said before. Will not is the full form and won't is the short form. Now, we are habitual of reading the short forms. So that's why, if you allow me please, so that I read the short form of will not instead of using the full form. Okay? So, won't I speak English? Won't you speak English? Won't we speak English? Won't they speak English? Won't he speak English? Won't she speak English? Won't it speak English? Won't Ali speak English? Correct? Now let's read the passive voice. Future simple, passive voice, interrogative negative. Okay? Won't English be spoken by me? Won't English be spoken by you? Won't English be spoken by us? Won't English be spoken by them? Won't English be spoken by him? Won't English be spoken by her? Won't English be spoken by it? Won't English be spoken by Ali? Okay? Correct? Now here I would like to tell you one more thing, that in English there is something called, in English grammar, there is something called near future. Near future. Understood? When you will do something in future, so that's not known when you do it. When you will do it. Okay? But when we talk about the near future, means the time is close, that you can do it in just a few seconds, in a few minutes, in a few hours, in a few days, like this. So that's why we call it near future. Understood? So you see the example here. We are going to go to Khuzdar. We are going to go to Khuzdar. Means we are about to go to Khuzdar. We are likely to go to Khuzdar. Now these all three are the same when it comes to meaning. When it comes to sense, these all give the same meaning or same sense. I am going to go to Khuzdar. I am about to go to Khuzdar. I am likely to go to Khuzdar. Understood? But going to is called, especially going to is called near future. Understood? I am going to go to Khuzdar. Here going to is not a kind of continuous form of that going to. Here it means something is going to happen, something is likely to happen, something is about to happen, or that I am going to do something, I am likely to do something, I am about to do something. Okay? So this is the difference. And here I would like to tell you one more thing, that sometimes we use present continuous in future meaning, future simple. Understood? Sometimes we use present continuous sentences. Sometimes we use present continuous sentences in future meaning, or you can say for future meaning. Understood? Like this. When we put a fixed time there at the end of a continuous sentence, then it means it is giving the future meaning. Okay? Rather than giving the meaning of present continuous meaning. Okay? When we, you can say, put a time here, when we, you can say, reveal the time here, okay, it shows, the arrangements. When we arrange for something in future, then we use present continuous tense, present continuous tense for future meaning. Like, we are going to Hosdar next week. We are going to Hosdar next week. We are going to Hajj next month, you can say. We are going to Hajj next year. Or we are going to America next month. Okay, so for, I can say such sentences, we put present continuous for future meaning. Understood? Now you see the difference here. We are going to go to Hosdar. It's a plan, not cleared. But we are going to Hosdar next week. It is cleared. Okay? That we have made the arrangement. So this is called plan. This is called, arrangement. Understood? This is the difference between these two things. We are going to go to Hosdar. It's a plan. It's not known when. But in future, we will go to Hosdar, means we are going to go to Hosdar. But it's not, I can say, clear that when we will go. But here it is cleared. We are going to Hosdar next week. Now here it is an arrangement. Okay? But for future meaning. Present continuous for future meaning. Understood? Now the short form of going to is gonna go. Like, we are gonna go to Hosdar. We are gonna set up a shop. We are, I can say, gonna speak English. You are gonna speak English. You are gonna go to market, okay? Gonna go. Okay? But in speaking, you cannot mostly use it in, you can say, in writing. You cannot say gonna. Okay? Because this is, informal English. In formal English, you have to write completely in a complete form that going to. Okay? Going to. Then, that's up to you that which verb you want to put there. Okay? Going to write, going to read, going to speak, going to wash, going to clean. Any verb you can put there. Okay? But it must be in full form when it comes to writing. So I hope you have understood the concept of today's lesson. If we are alive, we will meet in a new video with a new grammatical point. So till then, stay blessed.